Hey, what's up guys, I'm Torn and welcome back to Galactic Civilizations IV Megastructures. So in the last episode we had left off, or we had just conquered the capital of the Phalanoids, Umbrelune, but the borders hadn't adjusted yet. Well, they have now, so you can see the extent of our empire. Now that we've gotten these three planets conquered, we're currently sieging one of their last two core worlds. This is going to be done in just 1 month. However, there was a development that was rather negative. Another civilization has come over here and is attempting to conquer that ruined ring world. It's currently 74% in rebellion, so it would have flipped over to our control soon. However, they'll be finishing up that siege in just one turn. So we will have to work on flipping that again, because once they conquer it, we'll still have the influence. Eventually this ring world will rebel against them, and we'll get it under our control. It's just going to take a bit longer. We also got a new cultural trait here in Totalitarianism. We got censorship. So this results in factions having no negative side effects. So it's pretty helpful because you can assign leaders to those factions without getting any of the penalties. So you don't have to consider, that the leader that you assign has, low number for whatever trait would give you the negative. So of course in the case of the Warforged, you want a character with a really low social, and so therefore we're not getting the crime penalty anymore from having this character in the faction. We also have a character in the Natural League. Their intelligence is increasing the growth on all of our planets, and since we won't receive any penalties, we'll not lose the food based on the diligence, which is actually kind of high for this character. So it's good that we don't have that penalty. One of the first things we're going to do in today's episode is we have a bit of money. Our economy's been doing very well, and there's a new character here who's very good. So Mar the Least Hasty is what he's called, and he's brilliant, detail-oriented engineer. He's a smart friend, and he has a shadowless relic. Now most of these bonuses or penalties are only if he's a governor, which I don't think that's how we'll use this character, because they got pretty good intelligence, but the rest of the stats, resolve's okay, but the diligence and the social are quite low. So let's go and hire that character, and what we're going to do with them is put them in place as our Minister of Technology, because they have that incredibly high intelligence. So that's a very nice bonus to our research. And then Earn should be our new Minister of Finance, since they have slightly higher intelligence than the current minister. So we'll get a bit better bonuses there. And then this character, I suppose we'd want to have them replace the current Minister of Justice, since they have the higher diligence. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else for them to do. These are all social skill minister positions, so we'll put them as the Minister of Justice, where they'll give us slightly better bonuses. And then we'll probably want to send this character to one of our factions. We'll likely replace the character in the Natural League, since their intelligence is 2 points higher. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then with this character, we could of course send them here as well to get even further growth. I guess you could have just both of those appointed. Or you could send them over to the Endless Emporium to get a bizarre discount. They certainly don't have the social skill to put them with the Free Mind Center. I think we'll just keep both of these characters here. We can always use the extra growth. Alright, so I believe that's all we needed to do before we end our turn. We'll be getting the Megastructure Nexi in just 2 months. That'll give us access to a new type of Megastructure. We're getting all those asteroids colonized, which are from the dead worlds that we destroyed. So we want to make sure we can get both of these within the one location here. We'll have to destroy that one in order to get access to the antimatter, but we're not at war with them, so that's not really an option. In fact, they're one of our few friends. We also need to destroy this one because it's mining the Illyrium, but I have a fleet heading over there now. So they should get over there in about 1 more turn. So let's just have these guys pass here. So we'll get that destroyed so we can start mining the Illyrium. We're actually doing really good on Illyrium. You'll notice we have a lot of resources, particularly the Gigamass. 441.5. So the reason why we're doing so good in resources, especially that Gigamass, is because I did a lot of trading. particularly with our diplomatic capital. I think we left off last episode with like 5,000 diplomatic capital, and I went ahead and traded away a lot of that, as well as some of our other stuff, some of the resources that we produce and are sought after. And in a few cases I had to throw some credits in for good measure in order to get what we wanted, but again, our economy has been doing so well, it wasn't much of a problem. We'll have to make a lot of adjustments, I'm sure, like we're doing on the other planets. This one earns a lot of money. This would make it our second most profitable planet, second and only to our capital, because I have so many of these financial districts, but really not the best design here. Producing hardly any research or manufacturing. It also doesn't produce food or influence. So approval is certainly an issue here. So you know what, let's go and get rid of this. It's reducing the crime. We already have a lot of modifiers that reduce crime. It's not worth the 2% approval. So we're gonna build something else in that location. So let's go and get rid of that. We're also going to get rid of this financial district, just because this is a housing location that's right next to the core world capital, so it doesn't make sense to have this here, even though you're getting a ton of bonuses from that. We're going to destroy this one too. Should probably put a science location there. We could get the planetary mainframe. That would take far too long. I mean, everything is going to take a really long time to construct. Shipyard would be 18 turns, but you got to get that done. The issue here is almost the complete lack of manufacturing. So you know what, let's go ahead and get a manufacturing district right here. Might replace that one with manufacturing as well. And then we'll want to get a housing district here. All these are going to take an extremely long time, but maybe we can adjust that by changing the specialists here. So this is what the planet's citizen situation is going to look like. We're getting a lot more manufacturing, so to get these constructed quicker. We also have a lot of entertainers now to get the approval up just a bit more scientists, so it's producing slightly more research. Currently they're being overtaken by the influence of this core world, but that won't be an issue for much longer because we'll go ahead and get that siege, which will only take 2 months. We'll start that in the next turn. So we'll wait to establish this until after we destroyed this deep space starbase, which we won't be able to do this turn because we're out of movement, unless the beam volley and missile volley takes care of them. The volleys reduced the starbase's health a little bit, but didn't destroy it, so we'll just have this guy's pass for now.
A new generation has been born on the planet, the first that are likely to live and die on distant worlds. How should we best prepare them for their future?
So we say our military always needs new recruits. This will increase the cultural awareness for totalitarianism. We'll also get a soldier citizen. Could instead get a scientist citizen, and then we'll increase the progressiveness, cultural awareness, which I think we should do because I want our civilization to be more progressive. And also scientists would make sense for this planet because we did focus on science in the Ring of the Ancients. Or we could get an entertainer and increase the individualism. Let's go with the progressive. So that'll get us a new scientist. Got a supply ship here for Umberloon. I almost want to send them over there because it's such a bad situation, but we really need to also work on this location, continue to improve it, because there were a lot of adjustments we had to make. We finished up our research, and this unlocked some very powerful things for our ships. So increasing the armor rating by 50%, that's significant. Or evasion if you prefer that, hit points. So very powerful things that we can add to our ship. However, they do require Gigamass with every ship that you build, so something to consider. It also unlocks some powerful orbital structures. They will require energy. But look at these massive bonuses. Increasing growth by 50%, also increasing the population cap and farming here, reducing the pollution by 30%, increasing the approval by 10. This focus origin will increase the stats for all of your citizens. Intelligence, social skills, diligence, and resolve, all of them will get a +6 for every citizen, so that's incredibly powerful. So yeah, these are very nice. We'll have to make use of those eventually because we do have some energy that we could utilize. And we need to select our next tech. We could get the energy shields in just 1 turn. There's the drone soldiers, or we could get the cultural outreach. This would be helpful for the cultural points and the influence growth, but it would take 3 turns. I think we are going to get this. So we'll start investing And that tech. Here on Jurassica, I've been focusing on improving the manufacturing so we can get some of these unique improvements which require Gigamass, because I'm going to turn this into our military center where we construct all our ships, giving them huge bonuses. So there's 3 improvements I want to get. So this one, and this one here. And they're going to make our ships significantly better. And we want to place those here, here, and then open up this location and place it here. So these are all good locations to put military improvements. This would be a fantastic one for a manufacturing district, but it's also great for the military because you're getting a +2 here, +1, and then the +2 from this improvement. So yeah, I think we'll place them in these 3 locations, but 28 turns to construct each of those is a pretty long time. So I cleared out this area. We're going to put another manufacturing district there. And that'll help a little bit, but overall, this is still going to take us a long time to get these constructed. I suppose put another one right here. It's going to help a little bit, but honestly, it's still going to take a very long time to get those special improvements built. I think it's designed that way since they are very, very powerful. We also want to make sure that we have all the potential upgrades, at least for manufacturing, or research, or influence for Jurassica. They have taken over this planet, so they should hopefully go in rebellion soon. You can see they're currently in 3%, but we'll continue to see that ticked up. But that's these guys here, which I'm actually quite friendly with them. We have open borders. Let's get this mining starbase destroyed. We'll weaken it with these volleys. Not that it's really necessary because our ship is far more powerful than they are. Though we did actually lose ships. Okay, so I guess it was good that we weakened them. I suppose they probably had some upgrades. I think we just lost the bombers. Yeah. And we're not building those smaller ships anymore because they are so easily destroyed. So let's go and move these guys towards, I believe there's another heavily defended location that we might want to take out. So we'll start moving over there. And then we're going to want to establish this mining base here. And we won't build anything just yet, since we don't really need the Illyrium. And I'd prefer to use our modules on other locations. I have been improving these ones as much as I possibly can when it comes to anything that gives them influence or manufacturing. I suppose we do still need to improve the ones around the Ring of the Ancients. We'll get them the culture exchange. I don't think we're doing much trade here, but we can get them the Starbase factory as well. I think we're out of modules, so I won't be able to get anything else just yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the siege of their final planets. Pretty sure that's all they have left. We'll just do that planetary assault rather than the orbital bombardments. Nothing else is currently available just yet. Don't have the text for those. This is only going to take 2 months to complete that. Keep this fleet here for now to destroy any shipyard they attempt to construct. And then these guys are still waiting for this fleet to get over here and destroy this star base. So again, we'll hit them with the missile volley. And then go ahead and attack. Shouldn't take any casualties here. Alright, excellent. So let's going to get them out of there. So they're just about out of movement points here. And then what we want to do is just get a mine set up here for the Illyrium. There's nothing else in the area. So let's place it right here and set up a mining starbase, just so nobody else does it. Although they might not be able to because it's in our space currently. One of our shipyards has finished up their construction. This is the Golden Hall. Alright, so let's go and get a Stellar Architect constructed. We also need some additional modules. And then after that, maybe get a supply ship, since they're working on a lot of construction in the capital. Cretaceous has also finished up their construction, and we're just going to keep on working on those supply ships, since that's what they need the most. We got an event here.
Your flagship picks up an unusual energy signature emanating from a nearby asteroid. When your crew investigates, they discover a potent energy source that is both stable and powerful. This newfound energy can be harnessed to substantially enhance the manufacturing capabilities of our planets.
So yeah, that's a really nice bonus. +5 manufacturing to all worlds for 15 months. That'll be incredibly helpful, particularly for our new planet over here, which we've already seen that their construction is quite shoddy. And so with that, we're going to get these done much quicker now. And once we get that shipyard, we can have them start to produce the supply ships to increase the manufacturing there. So they're demanding our surrender, that we concede. This is incredibly silly, considering the fact that we have to give them credits. Yeah, it's really, really strange. We clearly have won this war. It's quite bold of them, with their one planet left, to try and make such demands of us. And their entire civilization will be wiped out in just 2 months. This is a desert planet. That's where our lizards really like to live. We did get an asteroid miner over here, which I think we already got mining bases set up all through here, but there's a location right there. Once we have control of this, we'll want to get that constructed. So just place them here for now. We're now on turn 112. Finish up that construction on the Ring of the Ancients. We opened up a new tile. A lot of good things we could place here, since it's next to these two agricultural districts, so that would be good. You could also do the housing district, which would boost everything around here. And they are sitting at the population cap, so it makes sense to get that. Or you could do the research district, since it is next to these other two research districts. I feel like the housing district would be the best option here, since it would boost both of the agricultural districts and the research ones and the planetary generators. We're getting a little bit of something from all these: food, research, and some manufacturing there. Looks like Cretaceous is also finished up their construction. Been focusing on those cultural districts. As you can see, we got a lot of those, trying to increase the influence. When we first looked at this, I think we were producing 15 influence. We're now up to 28.2, but it's still probably not enough. If we just look at our current control of the space, it's actually dropped down to 40%. Although it looks like the Taurian regime, so that's the faction over here whose space our planet is now in, their influence has declined. Their total control over this area to 45%, where it was at 58%. It's actually the corporate sector who's gaining some influence in this region, unfortunately. I know we need further influence here. I think it makes the most sense to get the manufacturing district, since it is right next to the supply depot in this district. And we can always use more manufacturing here to get the rest of the stuff constructed faster. Only 2 tiles left, so we'll have to open up some new ones here eventually. In fact, you know what? Let's go and start working on that now. Maybe this one. Could also do this one over here. I'm not sure what we'd put on that particular location, since this is an approval area. And the approval on this planet is already pretty good. Maybe open up this one. Could also do this one for further manufacturing. Let's do this one here. Since we do have so much Gigamass, we can make use of that pretty much whenever we want. We'll keep this ship, or this fleet, around here for now, even though we know this planet here is going to be taken in just 1 month. We'll just move them in the next turn. Or we could even keep them over there, since that's going to be our new borders. This fleet here is going to go over to this heavily defended anomaly to get the fleet there destroyed. But first, let's go ahead and add the ships that we constructed to them. It'll result in them using 32 of their 36 logistics, and they're quite powerful. So let's go ahead and move them over there. Shouldn't be too difficult to get that taken out now. So that's all of their movement. We want to move over to that location. We also have an event.
One of our planetary governors contacts you with an intriguing proposition. Another civilization have expressed interest in harvesting a unique plant from our world here. This flora produces a resin that is a potent ingredient for various beneficial chemicals. However, this resin can also be refined into a potent and addictive drug. Allowing this harvest would bolster relations with our rival and boost planetary income, but could also lead to increased crime rates on the colony, as the drug floods the local black market.
I don't think the +3 wealth is probably worth the crime there, and if we lose a bit of opinion with the Iconians, then that's fine. So we're going to go with that option there. So we did finish up the Stellar Architect. We are going to build our first stellar nexus. So as I mentioned in a prior video, the bonuses that you get from the stellar nexus is based on the star color. So the purple stars will grant economic and diplomatic bonuses, the red star will grant military effects, blue star manufacturing and research, and the yellow star, which is what we have here, is growth and population. Remember, you can also use this for a ring world, so keep that in mind once you get the ring worlds, that you might want to still have some stars available. And we cannot use the white star for the nexuses. So yeah, let's go and get this constructed. It's going to cost us 50 Gigamass, and it's going to be 12 turns, 12 months to build, so quite a long time. I've also started the construction of another stellar architect here in Jurassica in their shipyard, so we can use it on their sun. That would be a military sun. We got a white star over here, so that would be a fantastic location for us to get another Dyson sphere, because remember, the white stars are the best. So we'll probably want to get one constructed here. Let's actually get that started. Currently they're just doing supply ships. The stellar architect would take 5 turns, so let's go and put that in the front. That'll be 4 turns. So really starting to make use of that Gigamass that we built up. And we do need to get this set up here. We're gonna have to pass because we still don't have control of the planet just yet. It's gonna be one more turn. And I believe that should wipe them out. They do still have some mining star bases out there, I think. We got the cultural outreach. Yeah, the Falanoids have been destroyed. Understood. So this is pretty helpful for the influence growth and the culture points. And I think this is for sieges. But it also gives us some much needed modules. So I want to get those put in place. So for our next tech, we can get the starship refits that will allow ship refitting. Could get energy shields, or could get the advanced nexus augments, which, considering the fact that we're trying to focus on the mechanics from the DLC, I think that's what we're going to get. Even though normally I probably wouldn't get this just because of how many turns it's going to take. 8 more turns is a bit longer than I want to wait for our next technology. So our capital planet has finished up their construction. We had a lot of stuff set up, but one of the things was using that Gigamass to open up this location, which turned out to be a well tile, which is awesome because that's the type of improvement we're going to put there. We're going to get the precious gem synthesizer. This is going to increase our gross income and trade route value. It does require both Gigamass and energy consumption. And that's going to put it at level 4, and it's going to boost any wealth locations by 3, which we only have one of those, this trade network here. So I'd probably want to get another wealth building here, which I believe our only options are the planetary court to reduce crime, which crime is not an issue on our capital planet, or to just get another financial district. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here when it comes to financial improvements. So that's going to take 14 turns. We can construct much faster here in our capital planets, but obviously that's still quite a long time. Shows you just how much manufacturing you need in order to construct these Gigamass buildings, because we're sitting at 101.5 on the capital planet. And yeah, that's 14 turns. We do have some new citizens. One of them's got very high intelligence, so let's go ahead and get a scientist. So we need to get our science increased as much as we can. This character, intelligence is high compared to other species, but that's actually a bit low for our species. I don't think we're gonna change him up to anything just yet. Let's just work on this. Now we could attempt to speed it up, but it would cost a stupid amount of credits, 11,250. But maybe once it gets some of its production done, we can speed it up a bit if we save up our income. Jurassica has even higher manufacturing. Remember, we're getting that +5 from the mysterious energy source. That's for 14 turns total. That means we can now start working on the unique Gigamass improvements. So I think we're going to start with the Warmonger suite. And I want to place that one right here, I think. Yeah, we'll place it right there. I'll place a different one here because this grants a +5 to military. So it'd boost the starport and the stellar forge. The other one grants that too, so you could have put that one here, the Ironside resonance emitter. However, you don't want to do the siege engine oil there because it only gives a +3 to military. So this one would go in this location since there's actually only one military improvement that's around here. So we'll put that one in the center location. So it's going to be 12 turns to get that constructed. So really not too bad considering just how expensive those are. We did take over this planet here. Oh yes, I forgot we had destroyed their civilization. So we no longer have those as governors. So we need 3 governors for these planets. Obviously this would be the first one we would want to put a governor in place. I could just pull somebody from our factions. However, we also have an executive order that will allow us to invite leaders. It costs us 25 of our control and 250 credits. So let's go ahead and do that, because that would give us 3 extra leaders, including one of those moth characters. Obviously we need to hire them, but they're all pretty cheap compared to the characters that we had before. The question is, are any of them any good? I think these 2 Sauros are probably our best options because of their higher social skill. That is the most important skill when it comes to governors, with I suppose intelligence and diligence being the secondary ones that you want. We could also move around our ministers here, or even take somebody out of the factions, though none of them are fantastic for a governor. So I think we'll hire these ones, but obviously we don't have the money at the moment, so we'll have to wait before we're able to do that. So we actually lost a lot of our money in science because of that. That's the reason why this has taken so long to research, because this planet here was really important for us. So we need to get a governor appointed there. I could just hire that cheap governor, but we'll just wait. We could also sell some of our goodies. I don't know if there's anybody that is open to trade with us, since I traded with everybody recently. This is where we're at in the points currently. You can see that we're first in manufacturing and research and approval. We're third in influence and income, and as well as our military might. I think I contacted most everybody with trade offers, and so we won't be able to trade again for some time. We'll go through them all just to make sure, because if there's anybody that we can trade with, then we want to do so. Try and get some money, trade some of our goods, and we cannot. So I suppose our only option is the Galactic Bazaar. So we have a lot of Valerium to sell, but it's not really worth much. And we use that for our ships, so I'm hesitant to sell too much of it. Could sell some Hermethion, but again, that's something else I don't want to sell too much of. The Thulium, we need the Thulium for our ships as well. I guess we could sell one of these, though I would prefer to give that to somebody. You get a lot more for it, and we need these nanites. Well, that got us enough to hire one of these 2 leaders. I think this guy is the better choice, so let's go and hire him. Almost have enough to hire this war in special character. So we're going to want to put this governor in place here. Let me just double check and see if there's any adjustments we want to make though. Yeah, I suppose this is fine. We'll go ahead and get him placed there, and then we'll want to gift him to increase his loyalty. And yeah, we'll just have to save up for a turn or 2 in order to hire another character to put him in place, probably here. Makes the most sense. Again, gotta rename those 2 locations. So this planet harvester, I sent him over here in the hope that we get our range increase in time to harvest this location, but it's already been harvested. So let's just set him up on the auto harvest, and he'll look for planets where we might be able to get that done. So we're gonna move this payload ship over to here, because remember, eventually we want to set up a trade route with their core world. Still trying to get our range increase. Not quite there, guys. Our borders should eventually increase over to here so that we can get this set up. Though we might want, I don't know if this one's connected to these ones. Might want to set it up over here instead, so you get the mine set up in all those locations. So just have to pass until this is in our space. Let's get one more Stellar Architect constructed, and then we'll just be doing these supply ships here. And we're not going to send them here. I think we're going to send them over to the Blue Star. So we'll get a Blue Star, a Yellow Star, and a Red Star. Have all those set up with a Nexus. Got a supply ship we can send to Cretaceous, get them a bit more production. And these guys don't really need to be over here anymore. What we'll do is we'll just have them set up here as our initial reaction force in case we go to war with these guys, which is a real possibility. They're kind of hostile. So let's just set them on the sentry. This is of course our weakest fleet. Just a bunch of old ships that need to be refitted. So I did have to redo all of our citizens here, unfortunately, with the change in the governors and this becoming a colony for a short time. Let's go and get something built here on this volcanic location. I think we'll do the research district. It's the highest level thing that we'll be able to get here. So we'll get that started. We do have another military location here. Can also open up this tile. I don't know if there's any other adjustments we want to make here. We could get rid of this financial district. Instead get something for population. Get like a house there. The residential district. Let's go and invest in upgrading all of these as well. There's so many of them. Makes a lot of sense to get those upgraded. You know, I think we will go ahead and remove that. So we can get the population a bit higher here. And put that right there. Alright, excellent. So this will keep them busy for a while. But yeah, we're back to getting a lot of research and should see our money increase here once we end our turn. So I'm hoping we'll research that faster. It looks like we need to get these guys set up on the auto harvesting. And then with this really powerful fleet here, let's go ahead and clear this anomaly. Engage the defenders. And we did get a level up for our capital ship. So this is the unyielding cruiser. So we could get them that extension matrix. But I think we might save that for one of our other ships. Instead, let's get the extended reinforced hull. We'll have them go on sentry duty here for now. Keep an eye on that location, because we're going to be sending our flagship over there in the next turn. And then these guys, we're going to have them reinforce with this fleet here. I guess we'll send them over here, because I think we have one more ship being built. And so this will now be our most powerful fleet. So now it's only going to take us 4 months to get that research. Alright, absolutely fantastic. We can get the information hub here, but you know what? We really should be investing in this location, Cretaceous, since this is where we have the issues. Although I'm not seeing it here. Is it this one? It's this one. So we want to get both of those to increase the influence growth up to 75%. We now have 41% of the influence here, but we can see that the planet is no longer in rebellion. Alright, so our efforts have finally paid off. Well, let's go ahead and throw this supply ship onto the planet there. And it looks like the Ring of the Ancients has finished up the construction here of the housing district, getting the population cap up to 9. So we're going to open up one more tile here, probably also going to get a housing district to increase that population cap. And that would also be really good to get there since it's next to the capital. We finished up uncovering this location, which is a +3 to wealth, because it has underground relics. I suppose we'll have to put the governor's manor there. This location doesn't really earn us much money. See, it's just 6.6, but that's actually pretty high for most of our normal planets. The majority of our wealth does come from the capital. So these guys are just going to sit on sentry duty until we increase the range so we can try and trade with them. So I like setting up trade routes with all of the capital planets. So this is our conquest fleet, and we don't need them over here any longer. I'm not entirely sure which direction we'll try and advance next. Probably theirs. So in that case, it makes sense to leave these guys here and just put them on sentry duty. Though if we were going to advance that way, we would need to bring a more powerful fleet into the area. It seems I also accidentally put the Stellar Architect in there. So let's get them moved over here so we can set up another Stellar Nexus using that 50 Gigamass. And again, it'll take us 12 turns to get that constructed. The Malcolm has finished up their research, and we're sending them over to this location now. Obviously that's going to take them a little while to get over there. Not too bad though, considering their 23 moves. And we'll have to take a look at the event that we got from that anomaly.
Your flagship has discovered ancient designs for a semi-sentient artificial intelligence. This AI was created to observe and decrease the rate of crime on various planets.
So if we take this option, we'll get 2 precursor nanites and also reduce crime on all our worlds. Could instead just take the credits or more resources. Yeah, we'll go with that option, even though I think crime's not really a serious issue on any of our planets. Oh yeah, that's right, actually one of these guys to stay here so that they'll get the additional ships that we're building. So you can see the construction of the stellar nexus has begun on these 2 stars. Unfortunately, we do have to end today's episode here. So we got 9 turns to get that one done, 11 to get that one finished. And I believe we have one more being constructed here, which I'm going to send over to the Cretaceous star. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure you like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you guys on the next one. And thanks for watching.